It's safe to say Manchester United haven't had the best time of things recently. Well, for almost a decade. But current manager Ralf Rangnick, and some pundits have said that when it comes to signing players, their lack of success in recent years doesn't particularly matter, which has been described by others within the game as slightly delusional. Today, we are discussing Rangnick's claim that United are still attractive without the Champions League, so stay tuned. First up, let's have a look at United's recent past. As everyone within the world of football well knows, Manchester United were once one of the biggest clubs in world football, but no longer. Following the retirement of their iconic manager Alex Ferguson back in 2013, they have failed to win a league title and have largely become a laughingstock. They have been through a ton of managers too. Following Ferguson's retirement, fellow Scot David Moyes took over, but didn't even last the season. He was followed by Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who all flattered to deceive. They currently have a German Ralf Rangnick at the helm, but they're what can only be really described as a sinking ship at this current juncture. United have still won a few trophies in the past few years, but they haven't been anywhere near competitive enough in the years since Ferguson left. They won the FA Cup in 2016 and the Europa League the following season, but their dismal performances in the league and Champions League have, for most, overshadowed these wins. The only reason they finished second last season was down to Liverpool's defensive injury crisis, meaning they finished third, but they were still a long way off Manchester City, who finished first and were never a serious title challenger. And this season has been even worse if you're a United fan. They are currently languishing in 6th position, out of the running for qualification to Europe's top competition, and will finish the season without a trophy for the 4th year in a row. So what does Rangnick have to say? Well, interim manager Rangnick, who will go upstairs at the end of the season to make way for the incoming Ajax boss, Erik has claimed, rather inexplicably, the United are still an attractive prospect for world-class players, which was basically rubbish shortly after the words came out of his mouth as Man City announced the signing of one of United's rumored targets, Erling Braut Haaland. This summer is expected to be a busy one at Old Trafford, and Rangnick, who will become a senior consultant at the club, whatever that means, is expected to have at least some say in the incoming transfers. The decisions will almost certainly be shared to avoid a repeat of the appalling recruitment process the club has become synonymous with in recent years, with incoming boss Erik sure to have a say, and Rangnick, who will also take up a position as head coach of the Austrian national team this summer, said, "It would be better if we played Champions League next season, but this also affects other clubs. It's not only a problem Man United has." Not really, Ralph. Both your main rivals, Liverpool and Man City, have safely qualified for a place at the top table. He also referenced the fact that the club have tied Portuguese playmaker Bruno Fernandes down to a new deal, which some have questioned as incoming manager Ten Hag could easily have other plans. What else got said then? Stay tuned to find out. Following the news that Fernandes has signed a contract extension, Rangnick even went on to claim that United is still a massively interesting club and is looking forward to helping Erik get the club back to being a top club again. It seems as though Rangnick could be underestimating the task at hand. However, as it doesn't take a genius to see that United are probably 5 years away from challenging at the very top of English football once again, and even further away from making a run at the Champions League. When you think about the top talent these days, they all want to be playing regular Champions League football. You can take Liverpool or Arsenal as an example. When they fell away from the top of the English game, it took Liverpool almost 30 years to challenge again, and now they're finally back at the summit of English football. They're not going to give up their place easily, which doesn't bode well for United, and Arsenal still aren't back. Forgetting a few FA Cup triumphs in recent years, they haven't been competitive in the league for more than 15 years. Not only does the playing staff need a massive overhaul, but the backroom staff, as well as the directors and upper management, could benefit from a huge reshuffle. What have you guys made of United's recent problems? Do you think they will be an attractive club for top players this summer? What is needed at Old Trafford this summer then? Well, other than a wholesale clear-out, which is unrealistic, they need to move on some of the dead weight at least. This includes some of the out-of-contract players such as Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata, Edison Cavani, and even Paul Pogba, who probably won't be signing in a new deal. United would do well to not even offer him one either, as he has largely been a passenger in their midfield since the day he re-signed for the Old Trafford outfit back in 2016. It has been suggested he will be offered a deal by their city neighbors, Manchester City, which has largely been ridiculed as Pep Guardiola actually requires his players to work. They also need to sort out their backline. Their defense has been described as shambles on multiple occasions this season, and the humiliating 5-0 defeat at home to arch rivals Liverpool back in October highlighted this fact. They brought in Raphael Varane last year, but none of the other 3 center backs, Bailey, Maguire, nor Lindelof, are up to scratch, which could prompt Ten Hag to bring in someone to play alongside Varane. Also, high on the wanted list will be a central midfielder who can actually put a tackle in and break up play, as well as a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net, as Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford don't seem up to it, and Mason Greenwood probably won't be around for the next 3 to 5 years. Which players do you think would be a good fit for United? Next up, some potential disappointing transfer news for United. Stay with us. In stark contrast to Ralf Rangnick's claims that players will still want to play for Manchester United even if they're not in the Champions League, the club are set to miss out on 4 of Ten Hag's top transfer targets this summer. Whilst it's known that Jesse Lingard will be be moving on. It is believed that Ten Hag is desperate for midfield reinforcements, are players such as Leeds United enforcer Calvin Phillips, as well as West Ham's rising star Declan Rice. However, it is thought neither of the Englishmen, who both starred in England's heroic run to the Euro 2020 final last summer, are interested in a move to Old Trafford. United are also known to be interested in securing the services of classy Dortmund midfielder Jude Bellingham, who also featured in last summer's tournament, but it is said that he has his heart set on a move to Liverpool, which will leave a sour taste in the mouth of United fans. It is almost though Dortmund are unwilling to sell after losing Erling Haaland to Man City this summer. And yet another long-term target, Lazio playmaker Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, is thought not to be for sale, which will throw a huge wrench into the summer plans of Ten Hag. There was a time when United could have gotten any player they wanted, but those days are seemingly long gone. Do you think they'll get any of these players? And finally, news of United potentially signing a Barcelona man. It has been suggested by some people in the know that Manchester United will be looking at bringing in players whose contracts have expired this summer, in a bid to cut costs and bring in players who might be able to do a job. And reportedly on Erik Ten Hag's shopping list is Barcelona forward Ousmane Dembele, who at 24 still has a lot to offer. Some pundits have suggested that Dembele is the last type of player United need, as he is often accused of being lazy and not putting in his obvious talents to good use. So they might be better going for another out-of-contract player in Juventus Paulo Dybala. Dembele was once described as being better than Neymar by former Barcelona president Josep Bartomeu in one of the funniest footballing claims in the last few years. It is also rumored they are interested in bringing in Villarreal's Pau Torres, but considering the fact that La Liga club have just gotten to the Champions League semi-finals, they might even struggle to sign him. Whoever United does choose to sign, fans will demand one thing over everything else: effort. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to stop by next time for some more fun reveals. And why not do us a solid and share today's video with any Manchester United fans you might know of, as well as subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on more great content going forward.